Hi, Julie. I'm going to give you a quick overview on how to use the newsletter function inside of Wix. So I just sent you the login and password for Wix. So you can just go to wix.com and log in via there. Once you're logged in, you're going to come over, it'll take you to this screen. This is the dashboard screen. So what you'll want to do on here is just on the left-hand side, scroll down to the one that says Send Newsletters. Wait for that to load. Now, this may look a little bit different. So it says, welcome back to your draft shoutout because I was just in here working. If you want to go back to just the main shoutout dashboard, I think you can just click that in the upper left. Yep, there you go. So this is kind of the my shoutouts. So this is my shoutouts is Wix's version of the newsletter. So you can see that once you're in here, there's a couple of newsletters that I've already created. This one right here, particularly in the middle, that's that AR tune-up one that I sent you. Um, so if you ever come in here and you want to create something new, you can just click the new shoutout button up here in the upper right. Or I guess what I prefer to do is you can take one that's existing and click this little button here on the upper right of it that says duplicate a shoutout. So that way it's just a template for you and you just go in and change the text, change the logo, and it's ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this edit button. So we'll go in here and take a look at what it looks like to create one of these newsletters. Now keep in mind that the format that's in here, it's a little rigid. It's specifically done that way so that it looks beautiful on all different email clients on desktop, mobile, tablet. So I specifically do it that way so that everything looks great on all devices. So you may not be able to want, if you can't insert photos and stuff where you want, that's just the way that the system is. And it's actually good that it's done that way. That way it looks consistent across all platforms. So once you're in here, um, these are all kind of different elements. You can see when I scroll up and down, it puts that little blue box around it. And once you're in there, you can click the edit button. So if you want to edit any of these elements, that's the way that you do it. You can also click on them and drag them around where you want them. Now Wix it has, again, it's kind of a template. So like this thing up here at the top, this is um, the logo for the email, so you can't like put this down at the bottom because it's the main intro logo, and the same thing for this. This is the main intro text, so you can't move those two things around. But then once you start scrolling down, now granted I have text in here, but if you were to add photos or anything else down here on the bottom, you can just click and drag the stuff around. Okay, so if you want to add anything else that's in here, I haven't played around with this too much, so once you start playing around, you'll probably know more than I will. But the three main buttons are over here on the left-hand side. Oop. So this one here, the plus button for add, you can click this. Here you can see all the different things that you can add in here. I honestly haven't played around with this. I think I've added text and an image. I think those are the only two things that I've added. So you may play around with it and find some other cool stuff in here. I don't know. The next one is style. So this is like a theme for the newsletter. I don't like any of these. They don't really fit in orienteering, so I just keep the basic one, which is just a white background. And here, then the background itself, you can actually change. They have a couple different styles, a couple different colors. I wasn't crazy about any of them, so I just left it as a white background. So again, you can play around with this. You can create these however you want. It's pretty cool. So once you kind of have the newsletter done, what you want to do is it has this preview and test button here. You want to click on that. And what this will do is it will send a test email because I always kind of want to see how this looks on my email client first. So then once you're in there, you can click again the send test email. And I left the reply to email as the club's Gmail account. Um, and then you can from name, I just left it Minnesota Orienteering Club. Now the subject, it automatically generates the subject based on what you had in the email client. I just kind of deleted the date and location off, so I just left it like 2016 AR tune-up. I thought that was cool. And then send to, you just put in your email address in here and then click send, and it will send the test email to you just so you can look at it and make sure that everything looks cool. So once you do that, you can click this back to editing button. Once it's all ready to send, you go ahead and click the next button. Now this is one of the things you just kind of want to pay attention to as you come in here. These are all the contacts that are within the Wix system. The only two that you want to send it to is this subscribed and the member list. So the member list is the one that Pete created. That's the import from the existing Yahoo group accounts. So that's what Pete imported. And then subscribed, these are any of the new people that subscribed to the Wix site since then. So those are the two you want to send it to. You don't want to send it to the contact and me or the customers. I guess no big deal if you do, but they technically haven't signed up for the newsletter, so I'd prefer not to send it to them. So once you do that, then you click the next button. Now I actually haven't went to that screen because I'm assuming that once you press it, it actually prompts you for a little bit more stuff, but I'm not going to press it just in case it sends the email right away. But I assume that once you go there, it'll want you to verify a couple more information pieces and then click send, and then it'll send this out. So that's all there is to it. If you got any questions, just let me know. Thanks.